Hello Space Pirates. Today I want to talk you through my latest game of Unmasking. This is a casual game and I was trying something different, so I was trying Shock Army of Acontecimento. I was playing against White Banner in an international game. So this is the state of the play during deployment. I wanted to try out the regular in the foxhole in a core link to see how this performs. I also wanted to try a lot of remotes, especially the Peacemaker, because I heard he's pretty solid. I wanted to try him out. I wanted to try the Knight of Montesa, because he seems a lot of fun. And of course the Bagmari to see how this works. I won the initiative and decided to go second because I like this blue side more because it's a little bit more open and I can hopefully leverage my long range shootings with the sniper and the Bagmari. And also I hope to grab the consoles in the last turn, and this gives additional points, so I think maybe this is a little bit advantageous. So at least more than killing the HVTs first. Unfortunately, on the blue side, it is better for reacting, but as it turns out, it's worse for deploying the HVTs. So we'll see how that happens. So my deployment is the blue ones are in group 1 and the purple or purple ones are in group 2. So the Knight of Montesa, the Peacemaker, my War Core, and my Nagas, one killer hacker, and the other forward observer ones are in group 2. I have on the right flank, I have this core link of regulars, which is a core which is a pure core link. The foxhole is positioned to have a long fire lane down here and also some fire lanes down there, so everything that comes up over there will be seen, even this objective, and also can see over there to provide some cover. So it should have pretty decent fire lanes. The other core link is spread out up here. I have a paramedic within, and I have 2 regulars with mine layers. So these 2 are the mines, and this is my lieutenant. I placed the Knight of Montesa over here because it's basically, since my opponent deployed first, there's nothing that has a long range, and I think everything over here is within 24, so should be totally fine with this Red Fury, and he's durable and he's deployed with cover. The FAQ was out already when I played this game. So he has mimetism and cover, so I think he can work fine, and then maybe fail guts over there if he needs to. I have a skiller with a diva bot to cover the center, maybe move forward and provide some hacking area. The War Core is simply watching the whole board on the left flank to get some reactive positioning. The Nagas are placed as far forward as possible due to the exclusion zone, but still being in total cover. And I have this Harris of a regular with a mine layer, an engineer to have a specialist, and the Bagmari. And I want to try this Harris. I think it's pretty solid because it has a heavy gun, a specialist, and the regular to provide mines, and even if I move forward I can even put down some mines, and I'm maybe defend it a little bit. It's not a pure link, but I don't in a Harris, I don't care too much about that. I only need the +1 burst anyways. So I also have a long fire lane down here to cover my right flank. Whoop. To cover my right flank over there and give me some protection. And I have the Bulleteer, which looks at the center, and I hope for his Mimetism -6. And the Spitfire, I miscalculated the distance a little bit because I'm already in bad range over there. I hoped to be only within 24, so probably this is not the best position for him. But yeah, that's what I did. I did hold back the Peacemaker as a defense because he has 2 templates and I can put him where I want to defend against any defense or attack. I did put the HVTs, one over here to spread them out a little bit, one over there. If he manages to survive the first shot or successfully dodge, he can just go prone down there, and he's pretty safe there, so I like this spot. And this one is over here, which is probably one of the classic positions, still vulnerable to somebody coming over here or over there and trying to shoot it. But they have to go somewhere. They're never totally safe. And this way, I did put this one last because at least the opponent has to do different routes to get them and can't just position at one space and shoot them wherever he wants. Because if otherwise, for example, put him here, he can simply go there and just shoot them. And I want to avoid that. Okay, my opponent places 2 classic Longyars over there with their mines down there. He has a core link in this area with a missile launcher down here. Sanshi over there. Flash pull spot looking that lane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They are all in the core link. They have an engineer up here to provide some repairing and has a bot over there. So basically only holding this area. His Bixie and Shang-Chi with the AP HMG were the holdbacks. He did spend a command token to hold back 2 units. They came in the center. And we have a Jinko link here with the specialist operative who is in Harris with the 2 Shaolins. So at the start of my deployment, there was not really anything long-range shooting in this area. There was the core over here, which is a defensive core, so he won't move up the board too much, and the Longyars for shooting. So I was pretty sure or pretty solid to be not attacked from long range. But Shang-Chi came up with this holdback. And this is why I put the Peacemaker and the bot in the center to stop his advance over here. Okay, let's have a look at my deployment. I think there are a lot of learnings for me, at least during this game. One first thing is I was totally focused on my defense and forgot to play or plan in advance and see where I want to go. I placed the Bagmari here to have this fire lane down there. But if we have a look here, he's totally locked by the Shang-Chi. The Shang-Chi is looking basically from here to somewhere over there. Yeah. So the Bagmari is hard to move out. He can't get dropped down because I think he's be seen below the bridge, and or at least by the Longyas, and therefore if he wants to go somewhere, he has to crawl out there. So this is a bad placement for him. In general, for the whole Harris. I should have placed the Bagmari probably more up here. Or maybe even put the... wanted to ping here. Probably the Bagmari even here, or behind the bridge, something, and the other units somewhere up there. Because this way he would be free to move out without being attacked by the Shangji. And if I get closer, I can still attack the Shangji. I mean, he's a good pick to attack them, but not from here. He's too far away for his HMG. Maybe even I should have placed him in the center, maybe. Maybe even put him here and the engineer over there and the regular somewhere. And the mine in the center, because the Peacemaker is protecting him anyways, because no heavy infantry can pass their hacking area. And the Skiller could have gone somewhere over here. Would probably have been better. Even the bot maybe down here and Skiller somewhere over there. Would have been better, probably. But that's what I did. Yeah, let's have a look at the first turn. Okay, so during the first turn, my opponent did move up his Harris, which was expected. This Jinko hits the console and reveals my designated target. That's sad. And then I think he puts down smoke over there, or something over there, to block line of sight with a foxhole, and moves over around here and shoots the HVT, but he doesn't succeed with that. I think the HVT, he's shooting it 3 times, and miraculously the citizen survives. He shouldn't be doing that. Oh yes, first he was also shooting the Knight of Montesa, was spending some orders there as well. So this overall drained a lot of orders, and the Knight of Montesa at some point did fail guts over there, because he was pretty safe there, and I think he only had two or three orders. I think two or three orders left in this group, so I wasn't expecting any attack from this side, so I felt pretty safe over here because the core link is in the same group and wouldn't be managing to move up there. So I think the first volley bounces off of the Knight of Montesa, and the second volley does me a wound, but he survives. And if we have a look at the numbers, this is pretty decent. This is, I think, in the first place I did shoot back, realizing this is not good odds. It's 10 versus 10. I have mimetism and cover. He has mimetism and cover, but he has the higher burst. In the second place, I do a dodge, and so I have a decent chance of surviving here. For placing an ARO unit, which is heavy infantry and 2 armor, I think 30% chance of succeeding, or at least only 12% chance of going straight to unconscious is fine for me. I can totally take the risks and slow him at least down a little bit. So as long as I don't have a wound, I will stay there, and as far as I get the first wound, I try to get back. With the knights, I'm realizing with religious I have to do the whip roll to succeed, so this is still a little bit of a risk. But I do succeed and move back over there. And then this team tries to shoot the citizen, I think 2 or 3 times, but citizen survives. So it was enough that I placed here. In general, I played the sniper did his job by forcing him to throw smoke. And the Montesa did his job because he was also draining 2 orders and then falling back. That was okay for me. Even though the citizen should have been dead after 3 volleys, but that was really lucky for me to get him survive. But I wanted to drain orders here. And make this area look more difficult to reach in the first place. So he would probably, I would have guessed he would have tried to get this citizen, because this citizen is a lot easier to aim than this one. But he did pick the right one. On the other hand, he moves up his Shangji and the Bixi with his duo and the NCO and tactical awareness. He's shooting at the bullet here. I think the first volley bounces off totally, and the second one is bullet here survives and fails his guts into total cover. I realized that placement was not too good because I'm in bad range, and then the odds are not too good either. For me, if I shoot back, what I probably did, my chances are really not good. But his chances are not really good either, because it's only net BS7 of the mimetism -6, and I'm totally relying on that. But he has burst 4, so there is a lot of dice he's rolling, and I think one is succeeding, and I'm just failing guts. So I'm really lucky during my first A row. He also moves up the long yard up here to shoot at the Montesa when he was over there. But his Panzerfausts just don't hit. So the Montesa, I think the Montesa is dodging, and he's successfully dodging, so he gets over there again. Because he's shooting long range and -3 for cover and -3 for mimetism and only burst 2. And I'm dodging on a 13. So I'm solidly successful there. As you can see, I have a 50%, roughly 50% chance of surviving here. So this placement was fine for me. The risk is okay. If he hits me with the Panzerfaust, I'm probably dead. But I have to stop him. I have to give him something to do about. He moves the long yard down here. There's a ladder, so he moves down, moves that forward. Sniper can actually see him, but doesn't shoot him. Because I know he can have Panzerfaust and he could have shot me for free, so I'm afraid of that. I think the long yard is shooting at the citizen as well, and the citizen again miraculously survives. So he's really lucky here. So this is the placement of my opponent after turn 1. So I have to respond to that now. So during my first turn, I want to try out something. I want to try the Peacemaker. He's moving up this way, up there. He's pretty fast, even in water. And here he's moving around, shooting the Jinko with his heavy shotgun, and the Oxbot is moving out to give him a flamer template. I want to try that. He's always declaring dodge. The long Yar unfortunately has a line of sight down here. Unfortunately for me, because this is a perfect placement for him. So it was really good that he moved this long Yar up to shoot my Montesa. And over here he has a perfect line down here. Really nice. I didn't see that. But he misses the first Flamen Spear in his first try, and so I get 2 chances of shooting the Jinko. He's the one of the Shaolins is dodging over there, so I'm always placing the Flamer over both of them, but they both successfully dodge in the first turn. I think Jinko, I'm not sure if he's dodging successfully or if the Peacemaker does hit and he does his armor save, but I don't do him a wound. Second try, the Shaolin is placing a chain rifle template, but since they're both disposable, I'm totally fine with that. I think the Flamen Spear is hitting me as well. So the Peacemaker is again hitting him, Ying Zhou, in hit mode, and the Oxbot is putting it down a template. The Shaolin dies to that. Jinko dodges successfully the template, and again either successfully dodges or does his armor saves. And I want to have a look at the numbers, and they are not really solidly good. 30%, 35% chance of doing a wound, which is okay. 30% chance of him being successful, or at least 60%, because nothing happens is successful for him as well. I think it's still the best opportunity, but I would have expected the Peacemaker to be stronger here. This is probably because of the high dodging capability of the Jinko and 2 wounds, or at least 1 wound and NWI. So this is probably not the best target for this setup. If I have somebody with only physics 10 and dodging regularly, these chances of success are probably a lot higher. If at least the Flamer goes through, or at least 1 hit goes through, I can probably kill targets that are less good in dodging a lot better. But this time here, I don't succeed. He just goes unconscious. And I think my second group is nearly empty, so I'm just putting the Knight of Montesa in suppression fire. I realize my order pool is not optimal, because I'm a little bit low on units like the Peacemaker, the Specialists, and the Knight of Montesa. There are a lot of units I probably want to do something with, but I don't have the orders for that. That's something I have to consider when doing the lists again. So from here I start with a group 1. And as mentioned during deployment, my Bagmari is totally locked here. This is way out of range. I was misguessing. I was calculating that I would be within 32 over here. So I was crawling him around and starting a shootout with the missile launcher. But I'm not within. I'm totally not. I was just miscalculating, misplaying that. And he's shooting at -6 versus 2 shots of the Shang-Chi, and he simply kills the Bagmari. So that's sad, because that's one of my long-range target attack pieces. So that's sad. Misplacement here. I then decide to use the Bulleteer and move the Bulleteer up. And there I do the second mistake, because Bulleteer could have gone in link with the Regular and the Machinist. And it would probably have been a good idea to create that link and move that link up, and end here somewhere, and even get the Engineer close to the console, or as it turns out, if something happens to the Bulleteer, he can repair that Bulleteer again. But I did forget that. The bullet here moves out, shoots the Shang-Chi into cover. I think in the first place he doesn't take a wound, but as I move forward and shoot him again from over here, he takes his first wound. I also move somewhere over here to shoot the flash pulse, and have to move around these. Whoa, there are some lags today. Have to move around here, and over here I think I'm getting too greedy. I want to. The main plan is to free my movement with a bullet here by killing the Shang-Chi missile launcher. And since I have to do some damage to my opponent, I decide to move forward and shoot the doctor and the missile launcher. Oh, by the way, I did kill the Longyar in the run. Okay. I think I have 2 orders left. Yes, I have 2 orders left. And I decide to face both of them. And I think that's too greedy, because I shoot the bullet here in the Shang-Chi missile launcher. That's fine. I have good odds that I will survive because he's only in 0 range band. I'm out of 8 inches. That's fine. But he's still a core link. And in the end, the doctor kills the bullet here, because only 2 shots, and the doctor is in a lot better odds, because he has +3 for his combi rifle and +3 for his core link. So he has a lot of better chances to hit me, and that's what turns out. He kills me. And probably I should have, and I don't even take out the Shang-Chi missile launcher here. But what I should have probably done is shoot Shang-Chi with a bullet here. I have a ton of good chances of hitting him, getting him unconscious, or even take him off the board with the 4 dice. And if I take him off the board, the doctor doesn't matter anyways. And I'm not in the risk of the 2 shots coming back at me. And then I could have zoomed around and either only take the doctor or take the doctor and the second Shang-Chi. Probably only the doctor. And then he is not in the core link anymore. And I have burst 4 against his burst 2. That would have been a lot of better odds. And since I had the orders, I think that would have been a lot better play than just splitting the burst here. And again, if I would have taken the machinist with me, not sure if I would have reached that far, actually. Maybe I wouldn't have attacked the Shang-Chi, but have stayed over here, tried to grab the console, and fall back with the machinist over there. And the bullet here being in cover over here. Nothing really with long range threatening me. So I think that would have been a lot better play. Or at least stay behind and not become too greedy. On the other hand, I use the regulars here. Again, a misplacement. Regular beginner's mistake with core links. I had this regular in the core leader, and this one was over there. And since I was low on orders, I did activate this one, which makes only these 3 a core link or a Harris. These 2 drop out. And I'm standing him up and move him over there to attack the Longyar. I was relying on the burst 4, which is fine. And I was relying on being within 16. And I'm barely out. Again, I'm misjudging the range bands here. So we're barely out. I'm really lucky that I get the Longyar down because my odds are really bad here. I'm on -6, so I'm shooting on 6, even with 4 dice. He's shooting back. Don't know what he did shoot back, but it's on +3. So against cover on his 11, but he fails, and I kill him by the number of dice. But that's really lucky. So I don't feel I did really achieve a lot here. So my opponent has its second turn now. And what he does is he activates his duo, and everything shooting long range is gone already. So they move forward, click this console. The Shang-Chi stays back. He tries to shoot the citizen, but he miraculously again succeeds with his dodge and falls prone and into cover. Oh yes, and I think he shuffles them around, putting smoke down here, and then the Jinko moves around to shoot this citizen first, because this is his primary path to victory. Smoke again to cover his my sniper, but that's fine. We have here tactical awareness and NCO, and then Big C can even move over here and click this console, move over here. With this, the third citizen is free as well. So he moves over there, kills the citizen, clears this mine, and does a discover shoot at the Naga here. And rests over here at the end of his turn. So this is a really solid, successful play. He has 3 ways to move. He has a lot of orders, clicking 2 consoles, killing 2 HVTs. He's ahead a lot. So this will be my last turn. Actually, without spoilering, this is my second turn, and I decide to go for a play. I tried to use this regular to shoot the Big C. Unfortunately, Big C does crit me, and with a double action, the regular goes unconscious. And I then decide I need the Knight of Montesa. I put him in group 1, because I will have a lot of orders to do with him now. And he's moving here. And the plan is at the beginning, this Shaolin is facing the wrong direction. The plan is to move over here and shoot them in the back, and maybe even move the Camo token up here and get something done. But yeah, I realize I only have 1 order in group 2 left. So I decide to go this way and not that way, because here I'm a lot closer to this console and maybe I can achieve something there in the end. But unfortunately, the Big C has a long shot line of sight from here, shooting me with the multi-rifle double action. And the Knight of Montesa declares a dodge and also gets crit and takes his second wound and is off the board, unfortunately. This is a really long shot, and I think I even succeed with my dodge, but against a crit, he's just dead. And from there, I'm already down a lot. Big C is still over there. My opponent has all his consoles. 2 of the 3 HVTs are dead already. So I decide I will have to move the core link. And I'm already reminded why I don't like playing the core links. So I move up down here. I will face Bixie from here, shooting her 3 times with double action, but her armor saves her. She only takes 1 wound. I think I do crit her twice and hit her once, but I don't succeed by killing her. And from there I simply spread out and try to defend something. Don't feel comfortable with that. I think the placement is not really good, but I don't have a lot of opportunities anymore anyways. So my opponent in his last turn moved the Shaolin up, places a template down here, drops a Tiger Soldier over there, and he moves around and shoots everybody in the back and kills everybody. And from there we called it, because nearly everybody is dead from that on. So for me, the great learnings from this game is I need to practice with this army list, because I missed the the harvest opportunity with putting the bullet here into that link. I would probably have to shuffle the groups a little bit. And yeah, of course, I need to prepare to look ahead. Not just placing the models during deployment for defense, but I also need to have an idea of what do I want to achieve in the first turn. But that wasn't in this game. So if you have any advice or comments, just leave me a note. I'm happy for that. I'm doing that mainly to improve my own play style. So thank you for watching. See you next time.